Good morning from Guangzhou West Railway Station. Today we are going to be taking our longest cross-country trip through China.
A 10-hour high-speed train for about 1,500 kilometers or 900 miles, which is the longest train journey we have ever taken from Guangzhou all the way towards the center of China to Chengdu.
And I think this is going to be one of our favorite places yet, because we are going to see those fluffy, cute, kind of clumsy animals. You may know which one I'm talking about, the pandas. And we are going to the capital of Sichuan province, so we gotta go and eat some tasty, spicy street food. So I'm really excited for this journey. The only thing is, it's going to take us around 10 hours.
And if we had to drive this, it would take over 16 hours in a car. This is our second time in China, and in the previous video we explored Guangzhou, ate some delicious Cantonese food and met some incredible people. But this is not an airport. This is a train station.
It's massive. There are so many gates around.
Maybe 20 to 30 different high-speed trains leaving this station today.
There's the B section, there's the A section.
I'm completely blown away every time I come to a train station in China because it's absolutely massive.
It's huge. There are lots and lots and lots of people here today.
This always shows how many people are traveling in China.
And of course, the trains are such an easy and convenient way to travel.
So let me give you a quick layout of what this train station, not airport, looks like. On each side is waiting areas, and they are kiosks, they are shops, so you can buy bags or clothes or snacks for your train ride. For example, here is a Starbucks coffee. I can see up there's a Starbucks coffee. On that side, another Starbucks. I think, oh, there's another one just beyond there's another Starbucks. And I think there's another one in the corner. This station is so big that when you arrive, you have to choose which side of the station you want to come to. So I said to our driver, we need to come in on the west side, because if you come on the east side, you're actually too far away from your gate. It's going to take you too long to get to. And this station, besides being absolutely massive, it's got this beautiful glass dome over it, and that's bringing in a lot of natural light. So it's really bright and lots of people are on the move. Everyone's got their bags, families are moving.
I'm so excited that we're finally back at the train station, ready to take another journey here in China. Now, the best part about traveling via train is you don't need to get here 3 hours before. We just got here an hour before. Our train leaves in an hour. We need to find some snacks because our journey is 10 hours long. So we're going to need to keep ourselves entertained somehow. And that's through food.
This is the second time we're taking a high-speed train in China. The first time is when we took one from Shanghai to Beijing, but that was only 4 hours. So to do 10 hours is going to be a completely different experience, but this time we are going first class, so I think it's going to be more comfortable and more relaxing. Are you ready, my girl?
I am ready for our 10-hour journey, but I think we need to find some snacks first, and I need a coffee, like ASAP.
Our train is at 9:20, so we've got about half an hour maybe.
So we better get some snacks quick.
We need a coffee for a 10-hour train journey. We're all excited, but I don't think we realize we're about to go 10 hours on a train.
Okay, so I can see that there are a few kiosks around selling all sorts of snacks and drinks. There's vending machines. There's even massage chairs. Look at the rows and rows of massage chairs. That's crazy. Well, hey, if you get here early and you need something to pass the time. Okay, so we've arrived at the kiosk. Ooh, look at all the snacks.
Bread, pastry, snacks, egg tarts.
Sandwiches, cookies,
muffins.
all
There's
sorts
ice
of
cream.
things. Ice cream, think that might melt.
Biscuits, do we want biscuits for the train?
Ooh, cookies. What have we got here? Chicken leg, chicken foot, other kinds of chicken feet here. What is this? That looks like a fish. What I love about traveling here in China is all the unique flavors of Lay's. This says cucumber flavor, and this one says Mexican chicken tomato flavor. So nothing too extreme, but still cool. It's so nice to have a fiance who carries your bags. I don't have to lift a finger. You know what's so great about these is that they're absolutely silent. They don't make a noise.
And they're very easy to wheel.
Look at that. And they look so good as well. We had to match.
That's why we want to thank Level 8 for sponsoring this video. We've been living out of a bag for over 4.5 years now, and whenever we go on these trips and adventures, our bag is the most important thing that we have. That's why we upgraded to the Level 8 Voyager luggage set, as we needed trusty, reliable and sturdy travel luggage that's sleek, durable and crafted for adventure. So we opted for the perfect travel couple set, featuring a larger check-in for me and a sleek carry-on for Chev, in our favorite color, baby blue. The high quality hard shell is light, solid and strong with an anti-scratch surface and an aluminium wide handle for extra comfort. And the highlight is the 360-degree spinner wheels that are silent. They gracefully glide across the floor with ease. Plus the interior is spacious with individual zipper pockets for our valuables. So when you're ready to set off on your next adventure, head over to Level 8 for the best travel companion, which comes in an array of different colors. So use our code ChevandDev10 for an exclusive 10% off and click the link in the description below.
These are all the massage chairs, and we've got the giant board that says all of the train numbers and the times as well. If you have a lot of time, you can just chill here.
So you can see the size of the waiting area on this side. And then if I switch, it's exactly the same here. And the size of the board showing you all the trains just shows how big the station is. All the restaurants are up there. There's a McDonald's, and up there is a business lounge. But what's crazy for me is all the trains are beneath us.
Okay, we're getting in the lift. 3A. All right, so we need to go and get a coffee because I'm 99% caffeine at this point, so.
And you need to wake up.
And I need to wake up because I'm half asleep.
How big is the station?
It's massive. This is just a train station. It's not even an airport. Plus we're only on one side. There's a whole other side on that side as well, which is pretty much like a mirror of this side. I actually just can't believe it because everybody looks like little ants.
I remember reading at the Shanghai station that there were 10,000 people at any time on the floor. And from looking at this station here in Guangzhou, I think it's exactly the same, maybe even more. There are probably more people that come through here than an average airport anywhere else in the world. That's how big it is. We got our coffee and we had to quickly rush to get to our train because it takes so long to go through all the checks, and because the train is so long, it takes a while to get through it. So here's our train over here. You ready to go?
We have just a few minutes to go. I don't know how we do it, but we always leave it to the last minute. But we did get our coffees and our snacks. So now we just need to get on the train.
That platform that we were on was actually the 3rd floor. As I said, all the trains are below us. So right above us right now was that huge waiting area and all the shops and restaurants. The way they built these stations is mind-blowing. But because we're in first class, we are in the first cart. Does that mean it's this one? Number 1.
Hey, number 1. Let's go.
Put my coffee on here and then you can take that.
Let's go. Okay. Ni hao.
Look how impressive this train is. Okay, and we're on. Perfect. We made it.
We're on the train.
Thank you, Shishi.
What seat are we?
That's a good question. We are 8D and 8F.
8D and 8F. Okay, we have just made it onto the train and our seats look really, really good. It is now 9:20, so the train doors will close at 9:21 and we will start to make our 10-hour journey. And as far as I know, as usual, they are always on the dot. So we're about to leave in 1 minute. Is that right? So I wanted to just give you a short little rundown of where we're sitting. We're actually in the front of the train. Seats are super comfy, really spacious. They're this like corduroy material. It's very soft. We've got a little cushion. And look at that, 9:21. And we are moving already. That is unbelievable. They're always on the dot. So don't be like us and don't be super last minute, and make sure you get here early. Don't get here 1 minute before.
本次列车全列禁止吸烟，感谢您的配合。前方到站是前西站。
Look at that, we're on the go. So Let me give you a little rundown of my setup. Armrest, and we've got a few buttons and cables here. We've got a port for our headphones, and we've got a recliner, so we can recline when we're ready. But to be honest, look how small I am in this seat. I'm like super tiny. And then we've got a footrest, which is kind of the same similar material as this. We've got a little port down here so we can charge all of our devices. And we've got a lot of room. I'm super comfortable. I think we're going to be okay for 10 hours. We've even got a shade. And we've got 2 little plugs over here. We can rest. Oh, I could rest my umbrella here. Look at that. Now we are sorted for our 10-hour journey. Now that we're on our way, we've been going for about 5 minutes now, and our seats are super comfy. And what was different from last time is we didn't go through these vigorous security checks that we did when we were going to Beijing. So it was just scan the ticket and then we were on the train. So we didn't get our deodorants confiscated this time.
They're very thorough with their security checks.
But it's very, very nice to be here in the summer, because last time when we were on the train, we had double layers on, we were freezing. So this is much more comfortable.
So I've just come between the 2 cars. So on this side is the first class, but then through here is second class. So first class is only 1 cart, and it might be very loud in here, but I wanted to film away from our seat just so I didn't disrupt anybody else.
Okay, I'm gonna take a little walk through second class just to see what it looks like. And I see there's 3 chairs on the right and 2 seats on the left.
Where the first class, the seats are a little bit wider, so you have 2 on the left and 2 on the right. So it's a little bit more spacious, more comfortable. I can see some of these people are actually sitting on the floor, so maybe they're only doing 1 stop on the train. Over here is a water dispenser and a water refill. You can have heat and cold. We have been on the train for about an hour, hour and a half now, and now that we've settled into our seats a little bit, I have a few thoughts between the first class and the second class. The first class seat is slightly wider. You get this pillow, it partially reclines, and you get the footrest. But besides that, there is no difference. In my opinion, I would rather take second class because it's a lot more expensive to take first class.
We paid, I think it's like $132 for the seat, and I'm not noticing a lot of difference or improvement.
And I don't know if the gap in price is worth it. But what's amazing about taking the train always is you get to see the countryside, where if you were flying you don't get to see that. Now that we're going from the south of China towards the center, we're getting lots of mountains, limestone rocks, rice paddies, and we're going through many tunnels. Also, how green China is amazing. When a lot of people think of China, and our thought as well, is you only think of the big cities like Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou, where we just were. But so much of China is countryside. It's beautiful. We've got lakes, rivers, mountains. That is the best part about taking the train. Some of the most beautiful train routes in the world are here in China. Look how beautiful this view is. This is China. Most people don't think about this. And you've got all of these limestone cliffs, and they've all got beautiful little peaks.
Now that we've been on the train for a little while, I think it's been around 2 hours now. I have to admit that this is one of the older trains, I think. As we started to look around, things look a little bit old, and I think the quality of the train is a lot less maintained, whereas the one before, in between 2 big cities, was really spick and span. It was spotless. We actually saw that you could book this train but have a no seat option. So we've actually seen a lot of people sitting on the floor, which is quite sad because this is a very long journey.
So we're stopping at all of these stations along the way, probably every half an hour or so. But this station is very interesting because it is completely in the mountains. Here is the platform. These people are waiting for their train. And look at the limestone cliffs behind them. I've never seen a station like this that they built right in the middle of a mountain.
Okay, by now you've probably seen that I give you a bathroom tour whenever we take the train. But I would suggest not to do a bathroom tour when you're 5 hours into a long haul train journey. It's not as glamorous. Glad you can't smell it. I think don't inhale, don't breathe, just go do your business and then leave. The end. We are officially 6 hours into our long haul journey here to Chengdu, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been seriously different compared to our trip from Shanghai to Beijing. I felt like the train was really quiet before, you wouldn't hear a sound, whereas this ride has been very noisy and like phones playing videos at full volume.
避免打扰其他旅客，请看管约束好同行
So
儿。
safe to say it's been very interesting.
We are currently traveling at about 250 kilometers an hour, and sometimes we've gone over 300 kilometers an hour. We're about to go into another tunnel now, and it is so impressive that they have built these tunnels halfway across the country. In other countries, to build one tunnel is an engineering feat in its own.
But what's fascinating for us is that we've gone through about over 1,000 kilometers of tunnels.
We're on a bridge. We're above these mountains.
Right now we're above everything else.
And now we're in a tunnel. Now we're going through the mountain. For me, this train almost should not exist because to build one through this terrain is almost impossible. How they've done it with tunnels and bridges and fairways through all these mountains, there hasn't been a single part of land that has been flat for 1,500 kilometers. This shows you what I'm talking about. These are all high-speed train railways over the mountains, so they've kept the line completely straight. But look how they built this. That is insane. Right now it is 5 p.m, so we have 2 more hours of this train journey left.
We've kind of had a few naps or two. I napped and I didn't let Devon nap very much, but we've been watching our shows.
It feels like we have lived on this train.
Dear passengers, please take your belongings and wait at the gate. Please mind the gap between the door and the platform when getting off.
We've finally come towards the end of our long haul train journey. I'm super excited to finally stretch my legs and get to the train station. But overall, we've had a pretty pleasant trip. In 7 minutes, our 10-hour journey will come to an end.
So before our train arrives, we need to just get our bags because it stops for about 2 minutes and then it leaves again. So you have to be really quick. 10 hours. I'm broken.
各位旅客，请给右耳朵视角听。
Oh, it's hot here.
We made it!
We made it. How big is this station?
Whoa, it's pretty cool.
So this was actually the back of the train for us.
Wow.
But I assume it's now going to go all the way back to Guangzhou. Now that we've got off the train, we're going to end off the video here, but make sure you subscribe because in the next video we will be in Chengdu and we will also be seeing the pandas. This was an incredible journey. I cannot believe we spent 10 hours on this high-speed train. I'm absolutely knackered. My knees hurt. So hit that subscribe button and we'll see you in the next one.
This is just an extra clip because we cannot find our taxi and we're in the DD hailing point and it is so crazy and chaotic. Like we had lots of people come up to us and ask us if we want a taxi and they are ruthless. So yeah, we're always booking through the app like Alipay and it's just like a godsend because then at least we get left alone. But if you want to hire a taxi by yourself, just be prepared because it's chaos.